What up, peace everybody. It's your boy Waxgroove TV. I'm here with my guy, NB, aka Nick Boddie. Been a little while, but we back at it. How you been, brother?
Man, peace, man. I've been good, man. Been real blessed. Everything is everything. Everything is in an upward direction. You know what I'm saying? Just happy to be here, man. Much gratitude for having me on, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. It's always a good time when you're around. So what's new? What you working on? Or not even what you're working on, but what's new with you? It's been a little minute, so let the people know just what's new with Mr. Boddie.
Word, man. Yeah, definitely been a minute. We do got, we got some extensive history when it comes to this documentation thing, the music thing, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely dope to be back in the mix for one. Yeah. But lately, bro, I just been on a lot of more of a spiritual journey that I've been on the last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Just reshaping things in my life, and just a journey of elevation. You know what I'm saying? Enlightenment, and that's more what I'm here to talk about now. The trajectory that's led me on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's about it, bro.
So now, when you speak of like your journey of enlightenment, how did that all start? And where are you at in that journey today?
It actually, bro, to be honest, it started with a lot of soul searching. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to find myself more. Actually heavily connected to, our history, ancestral history, black people, trying to figure out where we came from, our origins, how we got started and everything, how do we get to where we're at now. So many different things, you know what I mean? Just worldly history, and like I said, but a lot about myself. I started to discover a lot of information. A lot of information is out there these days. So along my journey, man, I just tapped into self and began to put the things that I was acquiring to work. You know what I'm saying? Put it to use and implementing it into my everyday. You know what I mean?
Word, I hear that. I like that. I'm glad that you were able to tap in and do that. So many people just don't. So many people are lost.
Yeah.
I guess is the way to put it. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of going through the motions of things. So when you can actually find yourself and your purpose, or just understand, why you're here, I think it makes a big difference in your life, and it changes your quality of life as well. But with that, what are you currently working on? Are you still pumping out music? You got any other projects you're working on? What's Nick Boddie up to these days?
So yeah, man, I'm definitely still doing the music. It's different. It was always music that was meant to inspire, music that was meant to tell a story. You know what I'm saying? Music that was meant to get messages out there. But now this is what I mean with finding more of a purpose, as you say. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what it is, a sense of purpose, finding that one's purpose, and just honing in more on what my actual message is and what I'm talking about these days. So I'm definitely coming hard with the music. Got that going on. I recently started a nonprofit organization with some of my people in New Britain. It's called the Village of New Britain, to help those in need. Anyone really, the whole community, but the displaced, those in need, and that's just working with the community to get that off the ground. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I've been doing, and as of recent, the past year, that's what a lot of the journey has been on, connecting with a lot of black and brown people on a higher vibration, business owners, and doing a lot of networking, and on a spiritual tribal type of thing as well. So it's a lot of stuff that's been going on.
That's what's up. That sounds pretty exciting. Now the village, how did that all come about? And even just the name itself, how did you come about, the name? You know what I'm saying? What made you name it the village? And yeah, just kind of give us a brief history of how you got to this point and what made you want to do this.
So the name the village actually comes from, the term it takes a village to raise a child. And just more to raise a child, it takes a village to coexist in a thriving society of community. You know what I mean? It takes a village to uplift each other. You know what I mean? To be there for each other. You know what I'm saying? To prosper in this world. It takes a true village. So that's where the whole idea that comes from. We got to get back to being a village. We don't really know our community. We don't know our neighbors, people that we see every day. You know what I'm saying? That we brush up against. We have no idea about them. And sometimes these can be some of the best people in the world. And sometimes you know not always the best people, but even that we don't know who our community is, we don't know who our neighbors are, and we just a lot of people out there need help. And this comes back from more of being a kid, man. Ever since I was a kid, just looking at levels of poverty, homelessness, I was always that kid to say, if there's all these McDonald's and Burger Kings and Dunkin', why can't they all just give a little bit to the homeless? You know, all these abandoned buildings. I was always that type of kid, and I always wanted to do something until the soul searching and the purpose. I figured out that I can do something. You know what I'm saying? It just got to do it. You know what I mean? Right. So you know, I just took a chance with things, and like I said, I got some real good individuals that are willing to take the chance with me. You know what I'm saying? To get boots to the ground and make things happen. So we just been stepping in real time and putting it together that way. You know.
Word. I like that. I like that, and you're right. It definitely takes a village for to raise children and just to be successful. We all need help. You know what I'm saying? We can't do it all ourselves, and I think that's a super positive thing to do. Myself, I see that a lot now, especially having children in high school, you know what I'm saying, and seeing and they play sports, so seeing some of these kids who don't have, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely eye-opening, so I definitely respect it. Now, what is your biggest motivation behind the village in terms of getting this all off the ground? I know you said you did some soul searching, but is there a particular incident that made you say, nah, this has to be a thing?
A particular incident, I honestly couldn't say it was one thing in particular that kind of really sparked it off. But you know, like I said, the motivation I tell you, bro, it comes from just looking outside every day, just listening to people talk. Listen to people talk, and you listen to their pain, and you can see it in their eyes, and you can feel it come off you. You can feel it come off them, and it enters your energy through their energy, and it hurts. You know, I'm empathetic, bro. I feel a lot of people's pain, and I feel it. And even that's why I say you don't have to tell me. I can see it. I can see it in a person's eyes. And like I say, just looking out in the world, it's cold right now. There's people out here freezing cold right now. Right. You know what I mean? So even that, put together some care packages, hand warmers, blankets, and things of that nature. But just so that's kind of the motivation. It's like we know there's certain problems, we can find certain solutions, right. Let's do it. But if we can do it as a community, then that's the key right there. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's really the whole idea of it, and that's why I do a lot of publicizing and broadcasting. And outside of that too, there's so much negative imagery out there and so much BS. And I had to think about it. Why shouldn't people see it? And it inspires people, right? Because we have to change the narrative out there. There's so many volatile and destructive things that we see on a daily basis. And whether we know it or not, it affects the way we think. It affects our very being. We need to see more positivity. We need to see people being uplifted more, because I'll tell you what, I'm starting to have more people reach out and tell me that they're being inspired because they've always wanted to do certain things but never knew how. Right. And sometimes you just got to jump out there. But my thing is now, let's come over here and work together now, you know what I'm saying, and make this happen. You know what I'm saying? Instead of 100 small fires, we can make one big fire and make an impact on our community, you know what I'm saying, and do big things, you know what I mean? And that's the idea, bro.
Word. So what has been the reaction in terms of, from the community itself? Like, I know you said you had some interest. Like, is it overall a positive interaction, or is it just do your thing and, people gonna catch on later? Has it been, what is your, how do I phrase this? What's it been like getting this off the ground and getting support and just, the reactions from the community itself?
Bro, I'm not gonna tell you no lies, bro. It's an overwhelming amount of support and positive energy that's received whenever we do things. Like even there's the Puerto Rican Society in New Britain. You know what I mean? They reached out to us. We were looking for somewhere to do an event to give back to those in need, and they reached out to us. You know what I'm saying? And we did a little collaboration thing there. It allowed us to come through and do our thing, rather. You know what I'm saying? But they provided the space for us. They were willing to work with us on that kind of level, and we're locked in now. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they need from the village, they got the village, and whatever, you know what I'm saying, we need them, we can have a conversation and figure certain things out, and that's what it's about. That's the village right there. How can we help each other, especially when it comes to helping the masses? You know what I'm saying? A lot of friends, people that I grew up with, you know what I'm saying, people give a lot of donations, and when I say donations, man, I don't even mean financial donations. I have a lot of people donate a lot of clothes, because we give a lot of clothes back, but people donate very good clothes clothes, good shoes, good jackets, good shirts, almost brand new sometimes, and that's everything to the people. And then we do have people who don't mind tossing, you know what I'm saying, financial donations our way, which is the biggest thing that we could ask for, and we make sure that every dollar gets spent responsibly, you know what I'm saying, and that's the key of this thing too. And it's even with that, if people wanted to donate to the cause but didn't want to donate money, you can buy the items, show up with the items, hand them out yourself, because we're a village here. Right. And we want to show people that we're doing this as a conglomerate. It's not one entity we're bringing a whole different energy here. You know what I'm saying? That's the idea. So it's anybody on board who might even want to, who sees this, who might want to do something, come talk to us, and I promise you we'll talk to you, and we'll work something out, and we'll make something happen on a collaborative level. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's in New Britain or wherever it's at, that's what we're about for the people. You know. Okay. But that's the thing.
And then one of my biggest questions, how does the village work overall in terms of what it's trying to do? Now, I know you mentioned doing like donations for people in need. Now, what is the main sole purpose? And I guess, what are you trying to achieve overall, right? I know you want to bring people together, you want to help out people, but like, what is your sole mission and like focus with this project?
That's a great question, actually. And the sole mission really is, like I say, man, to have a real sense of community. I don't know if this is gonna sound a little weird, but if you grew up in a certain kind of neighborhood, like the projects or something like that, it's a very tight knit area, obviously, but everybody knows each other. Right. And now tell me if I'm lying. You could play outside for hours, and your mother or your father, whoever was your caregiver, wouldn't have to worry because they knew the neighborhood. Correct. They knew Miss Johnson across the street, or they knew Miss Roberts, or whoever it was. Everybody knew each other, and it was a village. Correct. Sometimes it might have not always operated the best, but the foundation of the village was there. You can knock on your neighbor's door for some sugar if you needed it. That's what we need to get back to. Yeah. But on a grander scale, people need real help in real ways. There's minor and major things that can be done. Mm-hmm. So I just want people to remember that there's still people out here who fail. There's still people out here who want to do positive things, not just for self, but for something greater than themselves. People want to see a lighter light on the community. You know what I mean? The dark clouds got to go, and there's a way to do it. We can come together and get it done together. You know what I'm saying? But the time is now. The days are now, and we're actively doing it. And like I said, just how the village works, man, we just got our ears to the ground, try to find out what the people need or what's going on, and how can we help, how can we assist them. And like I say, it doesn't always have to be displaced or necessarily people on that kind of spectrum, because we're here for the entire community. But like I said, we just got our ears to the ground. We find out what we can do. We put it together. We'll make an items list. We'll upload the items list online. People have bought items, you know what I'm saying, shipped them straight to us. We were able to utilize them that way, or people come with the items, like I said. So we just operate in a sense like that, man, and we just come together and get it done. We come out of pocket all the time, so it's not even a sense of I never ask for anything that I'm not willing to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm constantly making investments, constantly spending my own money just to make sure that it happens. And it's like, if the community wants to help, then we're going to do this together. But either way, we're going to do it. You know what I mean? Right.
And last question for you, where do you want the village to go in the next 3 to 5 years? Where do you see this going? How big do you want it to be? Just let me know, like, what is your grand vision for the village?
I'm going to be honest, man, we taking this, we going to go global with it. You know what I mean? Because, and it's not even, that's what I mean, it's not even the energy is just to be infectious. Right. For people everywhere to be like, you know what? You see what, hey, let's put a couple dollars together and let's do this. And you know what I'm saying? It's just gonna grow. But like I say, that's why, I'm willing to collaborate. I'm actually in the process of working on collaborating with someone in a different town right now, and just helping their people out there, because they have a serious displacement issue, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna, we're gonna use our resources and put them together, and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go out there. But that's just the idea, so we can get as much of that as possible, to the point to where if anyone in the town knows you got something going on, go holler at the village, you know what I'm saying? Or even if you want to do something, you want to put together an event for whatever you want to do. That's what I mean. It's not just about the displaced or anything like that. We're about anything in the community, you know what I'm saying? So even if you wanted to do a positive, uplifting event, a party, something for the kids, give back for the kids, we're all about that, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? If you wanted to do something like that, I just want it to be an open market, to where that open line of communication is open for the community to build on that kind of level and just come together and make those things happen.
Okay.
You
I
know?
respect it.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I respect what you're doing. What I want to do though in the future. So we did this interview today, talked about it. I wanna revisit this in like 3 to 6 months and see where you're at with it. You know what I mean? Obviously, we're in the dead of winter right now, so going into the spring, summer, I'm curious to see how things go and just what type of growth you make during this process. So it's great having you today, and I look forward to your success with the village.
Much love, bro. Much love for that. Much gratitude, and I would definitely love to revisit this again. You know what I'm saying? And you know, every so often, you know what I'm saying. Just check the progress, see what's going on. You know what I'm saying, and just see the effect. You know.
And real quick, just let the people know where they can find information about the village.
We actually have an Instagram page, the Village of New Britain, just like that. You know, THE, the Village of New Britain. We have a Facebook page that's titled the same thing, the Village of New Britain. You can find our pages there, keep up with us both there. And you know that's just it. We post every so often when we have things going on, but we're getting more to posting more regularly to keep people up to speed and more what we're about and the things that we're doing more on a consistent basis. Because whether or not it's something big or something little, something is always going on.
Word.
That's one thing about it. Something we are always up to something. So, yeah.
Once again, brother, thank you. I appreciate it, and much love and much success to you in the near future. I'm not even gonna say the future, just the near future. So I look forward to doing this again. Thank you.